Yo, what's up, everybody? We have another week, another little video for everybody. I want to thank everybody who has subscribed or followed me since I started this. I appreciate that. Whether you're here for whatever I do, I appreciate it. I don't care. I appreciate you hanging out. Um, this week, I got another review for you. We got Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Just got back from seeing it with my son. Now, I saw the original in the movies when it came out, when I was younger. And I'm almost positive I saw the second one in the movies as well. And obviously, I've seen it tons of times after that. Now, some would say they like one better, they like two better. I personally love them both. Okay? I don't really have a favorite. I really love them both. I'll watch either of them over and over again. No problem. I'm not going to talk about 2016, that Ghostbusters, because I didn't think the story was good. I didn't enjoy it at all. I went and saw it, and it wasn't good. I gave it a shot, and it wasn't good. Then I got nervous when I saw Afterlife was coming out, because they tend to go on the member berries and the nostalgia and think they can just base the whole movie off that shit. Or they'll go the total other direction and they'll fucking reimagine the shit, recreate it, repurpose it. I don't care what the hell you say. And it's terrible. So I got nervous. Now, I had a small bit of hope because Ivan Reitman's son was doing it. So I was like, well, same genes. There's hope. And of course, seeing some of the original Ghostbusters in there, dude. Yeah, of course, that's cool a little bit. You can't make a good movie from just that, but of course, it's cool. And Afterlife wasn't bad. It wasn't amazing, but it wasn't bad. It was an all right night out. You know what I'm saying? Had a few laughs, whatever. Have I watched it since then? No. I don't think I've ever watched it again. And when I saw this one, I was like, I didn't really love the first one. Do I even want to bother with the second? But then I saw Annie Potts in it, and then I saw, you know, Dan Aykroyd was back, and I was like, what the hell? I'll go. I like going to the movies. Me and my son like going. So, and there's really, like I've talked about before, there's not much. So, even something that looks halfway decent that doesn't piss me off, I fucking go see. I'll give it a shot. But I didn't have super high expectations. Non spoiler, it was okay. I would say it was okay like the first one. It was an okay night out. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It was okay. Did I laugh at points during it? Yeah. Were there some member berries? Absolutely. But if it's your last, I don't know, 15, $20, save it. If you want to go to the movies and have a night out, go see it. That's really the non-spoiler breakdown in a nutshell. Right there. So, let's see what. No, here, well, let me show you this first. This is part of the reason why, people are going to say it. Right here. The member berries. You got all of them. And Slime. Not to mention Slimer right here up in the corner. Who, I mean, all in all, he's probably in it 10 minutes total in the whole movie. Broken up into a couple times. But how long was he in it first Ghostbusters? That one scene, that was it. He was never meant to be some big character. He was only in it for like a minute. But anyway, let's go on and see what good old Rotten Tomatoes says. So we got a 43 on the tomato meter and an 85 on the audience score. So audience liked it, critics didn't so much. 213 critics, 500 plus verified ratings. Let's see. 4.3 out of 5. It was mostly rotten with the critics. Critics. Yeah. Well, critics thought it was shit. But like I said, you want a night out. And I mean, it is almost 2 hours. But I'll be honest with you. I didn't feel like, oh my gosh, when is this shit going to be over with? I didn't feel that. It kept a good pace. So, yeah, go see it. If you have the money, go see it. If you got to scrape money together, save it. I want to get into the actors a little bit too here. I'm going to try to blow this up a little bit. All right. So Paul Rudd obviously returned. Carrie Coon, Finn, and McKenna. They're back, but now, oh, by the way, I might as well get into spoilers while I talk about the cast. So, spoiler warning. I am going to say stuff about the movie. So, if you don't want to know, I thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff, and come check us out again or go watch some other movies, videos, movies, whatever. But here we go. Here's the spoilers. So, the four of them are now living in the firehouse in New York. Okay? That's where they went after the end of Afterlife. So they left the farm and they went to New York. And they're living there. And it's the four of them working in Ghostbusting. And you see them chasing this, like, almost like, I want to say, like, sea dragon looking thing, ghost, up, like it's flying in the air, and they're chasing it through the streets of New York, shooting at it, fucking shit up with the proton packs and stuff. And they, if you saw Afterlife, they had a remote control car with a ghost trap on it. Well, in this one, they now have a drone with a ghost trap on it. So they try to put out the car, it doesn't work because it's up too far in the air, and that's when they release the drone, and they're able to take this thing down. But of course, they fuck all the shit up in the process. Like they fuck up New York. So they got to go see the mayor, and guess who is now the mayor of Manhattan? You ready? This man has no dick. Walter Peck. They got him back. That was a member berry. That was cool. Because he wasn't the mayor in the first one. And now he's the mayor. And he still has this animosity towards him all these years since the first one. So that was cool seeing him. Another side note, member berry, is they wind up going back to the library later on, where they first went in Ghostbusters 1, where they saw the teacher ghost. the guy who was like the head of the library or whatever. I don't know if I can find him here because again, he's a lesser. Here he is, library administrator John Rothman. He was in the very first one as well, and they brought him back for this. So that was another member. Brett be like, "Oh shit, there he is, there he is again." And then, what was that third big member, Barry? So it was the mayor, Walter Peck. It was the library person, and there was one more, and I cannot think of it. Darn it! But anyway, maybe it'll come to me. But so what's happening is you have this little precursor scene where you find out there's this big bad demon from another dimension that was trapped in this little ball in like the late 1800s or early 1900s. I can't remember the date in New York, where this group of just rich people that would sniff their own farts and talk about shit and weird shit and stuff. They played this record that released the demon, but luckily there was this member of the Fire Masters, which is like this lineage of people that can control fire, basically, and they were able to trap this demon in this little ball with all kind of writing on the outside of it. And what's his name? Camille? Is that how you say it? Yeah, Kumal. I mean, Nanjiani. He winds up being a descendant of that group, and he winds up with that thing, which he doesn't know what the hell it is. He goes to sell it to Ray at his a cold store to try to make a few bucks because he doesn't give a shit about it. And then some shit happens because they try to read it with the EKG meter and it fries it, and then this other shit happens and blah blah blah. But he gets some money for it and leaves. Come to find out, he's like from that lineage, so he has like powers and stuff. You find out later. But now they have this ball, okay? But now back at the firehouse, the containment unit that's been on since '84 is just now overstuffed. They can't fit any more in there. So behind the scenes, what's his name? Zenmore Winston was he's the philanthropist that's been funding the Ghostbusters comeback and all that shit. Well, behind the scenes, he was building a new, more powerful, better built, big grid, better proton packs. He was working on all this technology behind the scenes, so they were almost preparing for that to happen. And they were going to just slowly but surely try to figure out a way to transport all those over to the other grid, and then they were going to use that new grid now for the future. Come to find out, they can also now study the ghosts because they can put them in cages with the photon or whatever grids around it, so they can't get out. So now they can study them as well. So it's just more. It's up technology of the '84 Ghostbusters containment unit and proton packs and all that. But there's always some kind of just in the first one. It's a little bit of a teen angst story like the first one. So she wants to ghost bust Phoebe, and they're getting in trouble because she's still young. She's technically 15 in the movie, so she's not allowed to do it anymore. And she's sad and blah blah blah. So she's moping around, and then she starts talking to this other ghost. They strike up a relationship. Then, long story short, she was using her and actually working for the big bad demon. But Phoebe didn't know that. And she wanted to kind of experience what it was like to be a ghost with her. So she does this thing with some of the new technology that they've produced to remove ghosts and spirits from inanimate objects to make her become a ghost or whatever. But once she became a ghost, this evil demon was able to control her, make her human self say the chant to open the thing. Here comes out the demon. So now the demon's released. She's able to go back in her body because she had a time limit on the machine, so she would be able to be brought back into her body. But now the thing's out, looking for the fire masters to kill, so it gets revenge. It doesn't get put back into anything again. And then its power, whatever, one of its powers is to control the ghosts and the spirits and everything. So it's going to go to the firehouse to try and get the ghosts out of the containment unit and have a fucking army that it controls. So they're going to try to make their last stand kind of thing at the firehouse. And again, I'm not saying every detail. I'm giving you more of a bigger picture because if it sounds cool, go see it. But I mean, there's still spoilers. So they're doing all this stuff. The proton packs won't work on this demon, so they're useless. But what they contained it in was copper and brass. So they were thinking if they modified the proton packs with copper, maybe that would do something. And in the meantime, they're trying to bring the powers out of Kamal, to bring out his Fire Master powers so he can put him back into whatever or fight it. And everybody shows up. You have Annie Potts in a uniform, which she was never in a Ghostbusters uniform. She was always part of the Ghostbusters, but she wasn't in a uniform. And that was kind of I think, her little homage to Egon. And then the other three, Winston suited up, Ray, everybody suited up. And then at the lot, you hear a knock, they're getting all ready and everything. Knock at the door, and who is it? It's Peter. And then Peter's there as well. So everyone's there. Even the kids, Logan Podcast and Lucky are there from the first movie. And they're making their last stand. So then the demon comes. Long story short, they're able to. He was able to master his powers. She was able to get the proton pack to work, contain it for a second. All the original Ghostbusters ran downstairs to reset the containment unit because there was a crack in it where it could suck him into it, in a nutshell. And of course, at the last minute, they suck him in, boom, 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 and everybody loves the Ghostbusters. Then Walter Peck comes up yelling shit, trying to be a dick again, but then everybody loves him. And you hear somebody reference the dick thing, too, in the crowd. And he goes, no, I love the Ghostbusters. Like a true politician piece of shit that goes with the flow, whatever it is to get votes and money and power. And it's almost like a scene from like the end of the original Ghostbusters where they're in New York and everybody's loving them and chanting and it's playing the music and the whole 9 yards. And then they see Slimer and then the sea dragon looking thing go flying out and they jump in the Ecto-1 and they take off after him. And that's the first end. And then there's a little after credit scene. That's kind of a nothing after credit scene. It's funny or whatever, but guy's driving a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man truck, semi-truck, and all the little guys wind up stealing the truck and taking it. That's like the little after credit scene. And that, my friends, is Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. So like I said, you have the money, you want a night out, you like going to the movies, go for it. It's worth to have some popcorn, go out with your girl or your family. I wouldn't take the youngins to it, but 13 and over, no problem. And if not, maybe watch it when it comes out on streaming or whatever. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. It's wasn't great, wasn't terrible. That's it. Lots of member berries. Lots and lots of member berries. Not a very deep story, but lots of member berries and some action and some decent CGI and shit too. So it didn't look like shit. It looked pretty good. So it's visually good. Sound was great. So I mean, it was immersive. You know, it was good. It was good in that sense. Story, don't expect fucking Ben Hur. All right. Um, but next week is the last movie that I can think of that's um, coming out for a while that I'll probably want to see. So I think after that, I'm going to take a little break from some videos on YouTube. I'll still be active on Twitter and Instagram, but my business is getting a little busier. Thank goodness, knock on wood. No complaints here. And I'm just having a little less time for this. And as much as it's just an outlet for me to talk about stuff, it's not really no ROI on it right now as far as money or engagement, which is fine. You know, it's all cool. But and if that changes, I'll reassess it. But I think I'll take a little break and concentrate on what's more important right now. But I will be active on those things, and if just check there, and I'll always post if I wind up putting up a new video or whatever, or if I'm just talking about something, whatever it may be. I'll let you know. But I will be back next week for one more review. Until then, though, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe. Anything you're on, do that thing. I appreciate it. It gets the words out. You know, the algorithm sucks for small creators, especially ones starting out and stuff, and just trying to get a few people to enjoy some videos, and the algorithm will make sure nobody ever sees them. So if you like it, please just hit the like. I really do appreciate it. And go to our Instagram, link in the bio. Everything you could possibly need is there. Um, every link you could ever possibly need is there. Just check that out. And again, we're on Twitter as well. So if Instagram's not your thing, I usually throw stuff up on Twitter too. So just check out there, or X, whatever. But until then, everybody, you have a good, safe week. Please, everyone, take care of yourselves. It's your body. You know it better than anyone. Take care of it. All right, everyone? See you next time.